Hey guys, this is Merlin Noni and I'm back today with the second book we're going to be reviewing today. And the title of the book is Stop Selling and Start Leading, okay, by three main authors. I'm going to put their name in the description. And the focus of this book specifically is going to be about sales and marketing, okay? That's the focus of today's video. Now, why did I choose this book? The reason is because most of my audience, most of those who watch my videos are mostly entrepreneurs, or maybe those looking to move from employees to entrepreneurship, okay? So that's the main reason. So the three main takeaways you're going to get from today's video is number one, why B2B buyers want to buy from leaders, not sellers. That's number one, right? Number two, how business-to-business salespeople can establish credibility with buyers. And number three, how to carry out 5 example leadership sales practices. So stick around and watch the full video on my YouTube channel. Hey guys, so we are just going to jump right into the book, and I'm going to cover these 3 main takeaways from you so that you're going to get some values out of this amazing book. And as I promised earlier, the first takeaway I believe you'll learn is number one, why buyers want to buy from leaders and not sellers. This is really critical. And what I've learned from the author is that they say, quote, buyers will not believe the message if they don't believe in the messenger. Very, very important. A buyer, I myself, in some situation, I find myself as a buyer, and I will not buy something from you if I do not believe in you personally. It has nothing to do with what you're saying. But if I look at you and you don't seem trustworthy, I definitely will not invest my money in exchange or whatever you're trying to offer, okay? So number one is very critical. That's why the buyer or the author of this book is specifically emphasizing on the fact that you have to, if you're involved in any kind of sales or marketing business, most of us are, as entrepreneurs, I consider myself a salesman or a salesperson. Definitely, because if you are an entrepreneur, you are definitely exchanging your ideas or your platform to get money in return. Now, how do you get that? You have to be able to convince the other person, if not to convince, but you have to be able to demonstrate, to show the person why they have to give you their money in exchange of whatever you're offering, either a product or a service, okay? So we have to think about becoming more leaders rather than sellers. Like, we just want to just come and, push the service into the person's throat. We have to be able to lead them through the process. We have to be able to take them from point A to point Z and say, look, this is where we are, Mr. or Mrs. Smith. This is where we are, and this is how I'm going to walk you through this process. And at the end, this is the reason why you're going to be satisfied with the product or the service I'm offering, okay? So we have to think more about leading the person through the purchase, through the transaction, and not just selling to make some quick money, okay? We have to build the relationship along the process. So that was number one, why, B2B buyers want to buy from leaders and sellers. And I believe that if you try to look at it a little bit like a leadership process, and you work the client, or whoever you're dealing with through that process, at the end of the day, you're going to build rapport with the person, and they will not just look at you as a salesperson, but more as someone who led me through a process, and I feel more comfortable investing my money into it, okay? So that was number one. So now we're going to jump into number two, which is how business-to-business salespeople can establish credibility with buyers, okay? All right, so the second takeaway of this book has to do with credibility, okay? You have to show, you have to demonstrate some credibility before the buyers is able and willing to take some action, okay? And invest in the product or service you're offering. Now, the author used an example here that I really believe that, you have to buy into this idea before you are able to exchange some ideas. You exchange your product or your service to get money from someone, okay? Listen to this. The first person you have to sell is yourself, okay? You have to believe that your values are worthy and that what you do matters. very, very critical. You have to first of all buy into the idea, the vision, and the need for what you do before anyone else is willing to invest your money into what you do. I mean, come on. If you really, really don't see the need for someone having that product, why would they invest their money to get a product or the service? Why would they? There's no need for them to get your product or your service, right? So number two has to do with credibility. And I believe this book really takes a lot of time to really explain why you have to really invest the time to master what you do and to be able to communicate what you do so that the person feel comfortable and the person can see enough credibility in you to be able to pull the trigger and make the buying decision. Okay, good intention means nothing, only action count. And why would the buyer take action? When they see that you have demonstrated enough credibility, when you've shown that your company, the firm you represent, is credible enough, when you show that you and your associated with the company is credible, when you are able to show on paper why the person has to do business with you, then I think at that moment the person would be more willing and able to make the buying decision. So number two, make sure you show some credibility before the person is able to invest the money into your product or into your services. Okay, so that was the number two takeaway from this book. So now let's move to number three. All right, so number three is simply the 5 practices of exemplary leadership. Okay, so if you are involved in any kind of sales and marketing business or as an entrepreneur, because I consider an entrepreneur someone who is a salesperson at first and then someone who master the skills of marketing, because you have to market your product, you have to market your business, your company, and you have to market your services. Okay, so number one is you have to model the way. Now we're going to discuss about the 5 practices of exemplary leadership. So number one is you have to model the way, meaning you have to be the one showing, or you have to be the one practicing and showing how much belief you have into the product or the services you're offering, right? And there has to be enough clarity. So the author talks about clarify the values. You have to be specific. You have to be able to communicate exactly what are the benefits, the values. And you have to set the example. I mean, you shouldn't just be pushing the product in front of these people, but you have to be able to lead by example. You have to be able to show what the product has done for you before the person is able to buy into your vision and eventually own your product or your services. Okay, so that's number one. Leadership is an observable and learnable set of skills and ability that is accessible to everyone. Pay attention to this. Leadership is a set of learnable skills and teachable, and they are also available to anyone. Okay, so you have to be able to use some of your leadership skills and make sure you are able to teach or transfer the knowledge that you have for your buyer to be able to make the buying decision. I think this is going to be very critical for some of you who are involved in sales and marketing. Now, number two, you have to inspire and share the vision. I believe this is the primary objective of a leader. This is the primary goal of a vision, which is to cast the vision, which is to show direction, which is to say, hey guys, listen, as a team, this is where we are going. This is where the company is going. This is the direction we are taking. And I'm looking 1, 2, 3 years from now. This is how our numbers are going to be. And this is where we are supposed to, this is the kind of numbers we have to reach by year 2020 or, whichever year you're targeting. So I believe the leader on, what the author is actually saying in these books, like the leader has to envision the future, has to cast the vision, has to say, hey, this is where the company is going, or this is where our team is going, and we have to make sure we buy into this vision together to be able to achieve the same goal at the same time. And that's how the team is going to grow. Okay, and you have to be able to enlist others, not only in your team but in the buyer's team as well, because when you're going into a sales meeting, you have a sales appointment with someone, and you know a couple people in the person's team or the person's office or company that may be an asset, meaning they may learn or they may know a little bit of your product or services, and their job, if they have any kind of contact with you, of course, will be to show or to teach the person who makes the buying decision that, hey, look, this product, this meeting that you're about to have with this guy, I think their product is going to be great. I think it's going to be able to double our sales numbers. And I think meeting with this guy is definitely going to bring some value. That person has to be able to be like your agent. I mean, you don't have to corrupt the person to be able to do those things, but you have to show them, you have to push the value of your business for them to be able to buy into that vision and eventually convince their boss or whoever is the decision maker to be able to make the buying decision at the end of that sales meeting. Okay, so number 2, inspire and a shared vision, which is going to be very critical for those of you who are in sales or marketing businesses. Now, number 3, you have to challenge the process, meaning you have to search for opportunity, you have to experiment and take the risk. Entrepreneurs are risk takers. That's just the bottom line. You have to take risks. You have to invest your time and your effort to search for opportunity, to search for ways to be able to, get your buyers to make the buying decision. Okay, that's how you demonstrate your leadership skills. Okay, you have to challenge the process. Don't just accept the status quo. Don't just sit down and just let it be the way it is. You have to challenge. You have to push your limits. And why not push the limits of your buyers too? I mean, if they are your buyers, if they've agreed to sit down with you and listen to what you have to offer, I really believe that somewhere deep inside them, they believe that you have something good to offer. But then you have to be able to demonstrate and educate them on why they have to make that decision with you, or why they have to own your product or services. Okay, so that was number 3. Now, number 4, you have to enable others to act. You have to be able to enable others to act, which in most people, those of you who are familiar with Grant Cardone, the master, the king of real estate sales, you have to be able to close. Closing, it's simply leading the other person to take action, because there's no need for you to go into a sales meeting or appointment and then leaving without even asking the person to take any kind of action, maybe to owning your product or services, or at least making a move or showing you some signs that they're interested in what you're offering. Okay, otherwise that would be just a waste of time, I really believe. So you have to be able to enable others to take action by building more rapport and investing into your relationship with the person or the buyer, whoever the person is. And you also have to empower and strengthen them and show them that, hey, look, this product, this service that you're getting is definitely going to double or triple your sales. It's going to improve the quality of your business. And I really believe that you have to take action now. You have to be able to have that conversation confidently for that person to be able to move to the next step. Okay, so that was number 4. Number 5, you have to encourage the heart. You have to encourage the heart. The person, you have to be able to say things that really hit the heart of the person. Listen, one thing I've learned throughout my, entrepreneurship journey, which, have gone through different industries before I reached to the financial space where I'm in right now, you have to be able to design your message to the point where it hits the heart, not the head. Because if your message is simply targeting the logic part of the brain, most people may not just take action. They will not take action. They're going to be hesitant to take action. But the moment you tailor your message to hit the heart of the person, to really push them to relate with what you do, I really believe that more people will start taking action towards you or toward the services or product that you're offering. Okay, so I think it's really key to encourage the heart of the buyer or whoever you're dealing with. You have to recognize their contribution, and you have to be able to show the benefit of what you're doing, so that at the end of the day, they will be more willing to take action with you or with whatever you're doing. And in summary, you have to teach yourself to become a leader, which start with personal development, which is something I'm really, really big on. So the author or the three authors of this book end by, showing how you have to teach yourself to become a leader. And the way you teach yourself is by, number one, developing your mind, which is expanding your vision and reading more books and listening to more tapes. That's number one, very basic. Number two, you have to develop your relationship. Number two, you have to develop your relationship. You have to make sure you surround yourself with people who have the same vision, who are looking in the same direction with you. And the more you do that, the more they're going to challenge you to grow and to become the better version of yourself. Now, number three, you have to develop your communication skills. I mean, at first, I really couldn't believe I could stand in front of a camera and have this kind of conversation with someone, right? I was really shy, and I was like, hey, I have an accent, which I love my accent, by the way. The reason I have this accent is because I speak 5 languages, and English is my 5th language, believe it or not, okay? French is my primary language, my first language, and I have 3 other languages in between, and English is my 5th language, right? So develop your mind, develop your, friendship or whoever you surround yourself with. And number 3, develop your communication skills, because those are going to be very, very critical for you to develop yourself as a leader and to get other people to buy into your vision or to your, the services or to your company also. I think those are going to be very critical. So this process will make you feel good about yourself, inspire those around you, and motivate your business-to-business clients to do what you want them to do or to simply buy from you. Okay? So guys, this was Merlin Noni, and again, the book we were talking about was Stop Selling and Start Leading. If you can get your hands on this book, I would really encourage you to do so. I'm going to drop the link in the description for you to go on Amazon and get this book so that you can experience this by yourself. And if you are watching this video on a completely different platform other than my Instagram, my Facebook, or my YouTube, I encourage you to go on merlinnoni.com. That's my website. That's where you're going to find me. That's when you're going to get a chance to learn more about me. And if you definitely want some kind of partnership, you want to get involved into what I do, you want to know more about what I do, send me a message. You're able to reach me on all those platforms, or on my website, you can just send me a message there. I will be more than happy to respond. And please drop your comment. I like to learn from you. I want to, you to share with me what you've able to get from some of these videos. And if anything else, I will see you on the next video. You take care. Bye-bye.